happened, you know. And
why? How come? What happened?
and I've been telling them, you know, that I don't know. But I might buy myself a little time here, but I know exactly what happened. I pulled the parachute at half track. I went for my manual high speed and I missed the lever and I hit the parachute lever.
Unintentional.
Unintentional, and it hit, and I wasn't sure. It confused me because I thought I'd hit the high speed, and the chute hit, and the engine pulled down, and I thought the engine nosed over like it was burning up. And before I realized that I had actually hit the parachute lever, then she had come up on me, and it was too late to regroup because I think I probably could have beat her pulling the parachute to the finish line if I'd have known what was going on.
This race in Funny Car Eliminator will match Kenny Bernstein against Al Segrini. But before we get to that, let's take a look at some action that took place earlier today here at the Spring Nationals in sportsman competition. In Stock Eliminator, Alan Peters against Tex Miller, with Tex Miller the champion. Super Stock Eliminator saw Don Wolf defeat Bob Michael. In Super Gas Competition, Dave Blazier and Steve Cohen, the winner, Dave Blazer. Competition Eliminator, a first-time winner, Johnny Holloway, defeating Bob Newberry. In Pro Stock Motorcycle Racing, a big upset, Joe Folgore defeating the favorite, Terry Vance. In Pro Comp Eliminator, it's the funny car of Bob Gottschalk, victorious over the dragster of Dan Nimmo. Diamond P Sports congratulates all the champions here at the 18th Annual Spring Nationals. The crew under the fiberglass body getting ready to go as funny car racing coming up next. But first, let's join Steve.
Trying to keep Raymond Beadle out of trouble is no easy matter, so I've cornered him here, and we'll have him do a little forecasting for us on the funny car semifinals to come. All right, what do you think of the Kenny Bernstein Al Segrini race here on the ladder?
Well, Kenny's got the momentum now that he beat Perdome, and over Segrini, I'll probably give Bernstein the favorite about 3-1.
Okay, now the other half of the semis. We've got Frank Hawley, the Chi-Town Hustler, and Tom Anderson.
I think you have almost an identical situation. Hawley with Austin Coyle there, they run awful good, and I'm going to give about 3-2 over Anderson.
All right, thank you, Raymond the Greek.
Steve will be keeping track of Raymond's predictions in these next two races. Al Segrini and Kenny Bernstein completing their burnout and backing up into the tracks left after their burnout. A lot of rubber down on that concrete starting line pad here at National Trail Raceway, providing, of course, the traction that moves these cars off the starting line. And, of course, that traction all important. Putting the power to the ground, and the clutch is one of the areas where it's most important, and maybe some problems with Kenny Bernstein's clutch.
No one is finding any consistency today.
No, they're not at all. It's because the racetrack is, as you know and we know, a shaker right now, and until you find the combination that can get down the shaker track, that's what happens. One runs good, one runs bad. Hopefully that one will teach us something.
Kenny's last run, very good. He's hopeful that all the clutch work between rounds will pay off. Al Segrini in this field on the last qualifying attempt has done very well for himself thus far, and look at this, a race in the semifinal as Al Segrini wins the race. Al Segrini over Kenny Bernstein. Remind me, Steve, not to use Raymond Beadle as my handicapper. Al Segrini moving into the funny car finals for the second. What's going on in the Lucille Lee pit area? It's Jeb Allen's car, and obviously the engine is out of the car, and there it is on the hook. That is Mark Danicus, the owner of Lucille Lee's car, and that is the engine that Jeb Allen said was no good. And that's Lucille Lee's car, and it looks like they're getting ready to drop Jeb Allen's engine in the car. Let's go to Steve.
Well, elapsed times don't really matter as long as you're in a berth in the final round. It was like a 6:27 to a 6:32, but you got there first in a lot of smoke.
That's all right. We'll hurt a couple. It don't matter, as long as we're in the final.
Right, now you probably won't get lane choice with that 27.
That's okay. Like I told you earlier, I'm not worried about it. I mean, we didn't run that lane ever, so it seems pretty tight, really.
Okay, let's go back to the starting line of Dave McClellan and see who Al Segrini's opponent will be in the funny car final.
Right you are, Steve, and it'll be one of these two. It'll be Frank Hawley at the wheel of the Chi-Town Hustler, or it could be Tom Anderson driving Jim Ouimet's car. Frank Hawley has a lot of respect for young Tom Anderson, He regards him as one of the quickest drivers in the sport off the starting line. Both drivers taking their good sweet time and getting into the staging beam. Doesn't appear to be any great psychological battle. They're just getting everything set to their liking before they pull into that light beam that indicates they are properly staged. The two cars leave the starting line as one as Frank Hawley pulls ahead at the finish line. Tom Anderson, possibly sensing something going wrong with the car, shuts it off early, and Frank Hawley moves into the Spring Nationals Funny Car Finals. Jeb Allen is hard at work in the pit area. He's preparing the engine that he declined to run in the second round of competition, obviously getting ready to drop it into Lucille Lee's car. Remember, this engine is the one that is owned by Mark Danikas. He had previously loaned it to Jeb Allen for his use. Jeb declined to run it after thinking he had hurt the motor in round number 1. Not only is the engine gone out of Jeb Allen's car, but the wheels and tires too. Steve is caught up with Frank Hawley.
Right, a 611 gives you lane choice. Boy, you're looking awfully good.
Well, I don't know. I spun the tires a lot. I don't know if we want to stay there or go over there, or maybe we'll just let Al take his pick.
Can they get Lucille Lee's car ready for the finals? We'll find out in just a moment as we return to the Spring Nationals. In the Lucille Lee pit, the final preparations are being made to get this car ready for the finals. Steve Evans is there.
The Lucille Lee car, David, is now being rolled under the hoist, the engine out of the Jeb Allen machine. You'll recall the one that was withdrawn from competition. Well, they feel it must have one more in it because it is being slid into the frame rails right now. The tires in place on the car are even off of the Jeb Allen car, and it appears that an awful lot of teams have pitched in to help here to defeat Shirley Muldowney. Hi, Shirley Muldowney. Have you seen what's going on down the road here?
I know exactly what's going on. They are taking the motor out of Jeb's car, right? The motor that would not run the round he had to race Lucille, and they're putting it in Lucille's car. So it's another buy.
There's an awful lot of people that are helping out down there. Is it?
Those are the people that got beat. They have nothing to do with their time, so they are over there. That's a good place for them.
They enjoy being part of that thrash, or do they want to see Shirley Muldowney lose? I can't believe that.
Well, I'm sure they want to see me lose.
But you've got to be rather happy looking at the difference in the two operations. Here's your guys so organized, the car made a prototype pass.
We have class. There is a big difference.
While the action continues in the top fuel pit area on the starting line, it is the finals of Pro Stock Eliminator. Ford versus Chevrolet, and this is the best Bob Glidden has run all year long. For Lee Shepherd, his normal consistency in the Camaro of Rare and Morrison. The reigning world champion, Lee Shepherd, matched against his nemesis, Bob Glidden. Glidden has got the new Ford EXP. He finished number 2 in the world, while Lee Shepherd proudly wearing the big number 1, indicating the world champion title. It appears to be a slight lead for Shepherd, but it's so close it's impossible to call it at this point. And the win light shows Bob Glidden takes the victory. 792 at 170 miles an hour. As we watch again, you see two great drivers doing their job to perfection. Side by side at that point. Side by side as they enter the speed trap, and just by inches, it is Bob Glidden there first. The clock showing how close it really was at the finish line. Let's go down to Steve Evans.
Bob Glidden and his Ford EXP have triumphed at an NHRA major event over his chief rival, the reigning world champion, Lee Shepherd. You see the two of them. Everybody enjoys a good race, win or lose. You didn't think you won?
Close. It was a close
It was
one.
thousandths of a second between the two elapsed times.
It was very close.
And it was a 1,000th of a second different reaction time.
I'll tell you, I'm just darn happy to be here to win a race for a change.
You've been such a sourpuss. I'm happy too.
No, I haven't. It's been a long dry spell. We're not used to going so long without at least a little bone. And Steve, we're just so darn happy we can't hardly stand right now.
Well, congratulations
What
to
do we
you.
run,
And
you know?
792, I believe it was, to his 793. But if you use the third digit, just thousandths.
That's wonderful.
And you
Great.
drove beautifully too.
Thank you.
Bob Glidden winning his 4th straight Spring Nationals title. Funny car on the line. Frank Hawley and the Chi-Town hustler, Al Segrini. Coming into this race, nobody figured that it would be Al Segrini in the final. Frank Hawley, that's a different story. He has recorded low elapsed time of eliminations thus far. Sagrini and Hawley, the 18th annual Spring Nationals title at stake in 20-car eliminator. And Frank Hawley to a good lead. Sagrini going out of control so lightly, and Hawley straight to the finish line to a 6.07 second elapsed time. And you see a slight wheel stand by Al Sagrini. The rear tires breaking traction. He losing control, and the race going to Frank Hawley. Steve?
You know, one thing, a lot of people, spectators in the pits, like they can at the direct, they look at those big semis, and they can't even fantasize owning something like that. They look at your old truck, and you guys, ain't nothing fancy about you, and you go out and whip the best.
Well, it might not look too fancy, but the knowledge is there.
Plenty sophisticated.
That's it. That's it. I mean, the car's as good as any, and it proves it just the way it runs and the crew and stuff. And I'm running out of words, Steve.
Okay, I don't blame you. And Austin Coyle, Farcona's Colomintic, the owners of the car from Chicago, Illinois. The Chi-Town Hustler can do a lot more than just long, smoky burnouts.
The second win of the year for Frank Hawley. The war of words and wrenches is over. The responsibility now rests on the shoulders of these two drivers. The first all-female final in the history of professional drag racing. We'll be back in a moment. After all of the hard work, all of the tension that has been building in the pit area, we are to the finals in Top Fuel Eliminator. And for the first time in history, two women drivers are meeting to take home a national event title. Lucille Lee will be in the near lane. Shirley Muldowney, who practically owns National Trail Raceway, in the right-hand lane. Car owner Mark Danikas has worked hard, and Lucille Lee is pointing to something in the cockpit. Mark Danikas says it's okay, bring the car to the starting line. The motor beginning to show a little oil smoke earlier. It could possibly be just residue left after all the work to get that engine changed out of Jeb Allen's car. Having a little difficulty staging Lucille Lee. For Shirley Muldowney, she is concentrating on the Christmas tree, thinking only about running her own race. This is it, Top Fuel final at the Spring Nationals. And Shirley Muldowney pulls a big lead off the starting line, and she is never to be headed as the engine goes away in Lucille Lee, and Shirley Muldowney wins her fourth Spring Nationals title. With her hand in the air, she waves to the Diamond P camera, and you can see she left Lucille Lee sitting at the gate. Shirley Muldowney continuing to extend her lead, marking the fourth win ever for the Spring Nationals title.
David, Shirley Muldowney came to the quickest halt I have ever seen. She was already clapping her hands together before she ever made the turnoff. Another thing I have never seen from this professional race car driver, but she is pumped. 577 for Shirley Muldowney. Did she like that or what, huh? Let her get the pink helmet off as soon as she possibly can. And Shirley, you're an emotional lady, you wouldn't deny that. And even in a situation where you honestly felt maybe people were ganging up on you, you kept your cool.
I had to. I knew if I lost this one, everybody in the world, especially in Schenectady, New York, would be mad at me.
Other than the bonus points for winning the event, though, she keeps pace with you as far as that title chase is concerned. But we got a long ways to go.
Lucille has a long ways to go, but I think she is a credit. I like her. She's a nice lady, and she should be able to do her own thing. I think she'd be better off.
A fitting climax to this great race. For Steve Evans, I'm Dave McClellan saying so long from Columbus, Ohio. The 1982 Spring Nationals has been brought to you by Goodyear Eagle High Performance Radials, the Racing Eagles Goodyear tamed for the street, and by McGuire's Car Wax. For over 50 years, McGuire's quality waxes and polishes have been the choice of car care experts. And by English Leather. Get an A in English with English Leather, and women will never fail you. Aftershave and cologne for men. Promotional consideration provided for and a fee paid by trustworthy hardware stores, the problem solvers, do-it-yourself hardware professionals, supplying your needs with quality products and expert advice. Trustworthy hardware stores. And by Bardol. World-famous Bardol makes your car last longer, run better. Bardol saves you money, available at Kmart and most auto parts stores. And by the MVP microwave oven from Magic Chef, the combination microwave oven vent hood that rises above the problem of where to put it, furnished by Magic Chef. And by...
I'm very handy thanks to 3-in-1 oil. It fights rust, lubricates, stops squeaks. 3-in-1 oil is so easy, even you guys can use it. I do home repairs with plastic wood. I fixed my chair, molded my baseboard, filled holes in my wall. Plastic wood is so easy, even you guys can use it.
Coverage of the 1982 National Hot Rod Association Spring Nationals is a Diamond P Sports presentation.